Hello, Tick Tigers. Today is Monday, August 24th, and I'm going to go over our lesson. Okay, so let's take a look at our agenda. For the agenda, today we're going to review the goal setting. We're going to talk about time management. We will analyze the diagnostic assessment data and prioritize the resources. So last time you worked on setting a SMART goal. We're going to talk about what a SMART goal means. S stands for specific, M for measurable, A for attainable, R for relevant, and T for time-based. You guys, I know last time you copied this anchor chart on your notebook, and I noticed that it was a little bit blurry, so what I did, I went ahead and write again what each of the letters means. So the S for specific, it's when you want to ask yourself what exactly you want to accomplish. The M for measurable. How will you know you have met your goal? The A for attainable. Is it possible to meet this goal with effort by the timeline? R for relevant. Is this goal worth working hard to accomplish? T for timely. When is the day you want to meet this goal? Okay, so now boys and girls, I'm going to show you again where to go to set up a goal. Okay. Okay, so remember you want to go to class link to find all of your apps. So I'm going to sign in as one of the students. Okay, once you sign in as one of the students, well, you're signing up with your credentials. I'm signing in as one of my students so that you guys see exactly what yours look like. You want to go to Summit Learning. Okay, then make sure you go to the week page. Once you're on the week page, boys and girls, you will click under the date, like Monday, for example, if you want to set up a goal for today, and you will have to click add a goal. You will have to put concept unit whole numbers if you're doing this one. If you click it, the name appears automatically there. And you can type in your goal as, for example, take notes. Take notes for this concept unit, or whatever the goal might be. Obviously, I'm not going to create it because I don't want to mess up with my students' platform, but this is where you will go. For each of your subjects, this is where you want to go. You just click add a goal for that particular day. Like this, it will be Monday. If you have a goal for Tuesday, like you can see one of my students already put finish studying note taker, so he can pass his content assessment for history, and so on. This is where you go to add the goals, okay? Okay, so let's continue talking about time management, boys and girls. Make sure you make a plan. Prioritize tasks and resources. How would you know what is most important? Estimate time needed. How will estimated time help you complete classroom tasks? Pace yourself. What would you do to give each task the same energy and effort? Strategies for moving on when stuck. What would you do when you get stuck? Avoid distractions. What would you do to concentrate on doing your best work? So now, boys and girls, I'm going to read 3 stories about time management. I will share 3 stories about how each student decided to use their time. As I read them, I will ask you to color the time track sheet After each story, I want you to think about the following questions. And I, boys and girls, went ahead and uploaded this time management record sheet. So once you open it, you're gonna open it, and you can open it with Cami. That way you can color it once I tell you, like, okay, make sure you record the 5 minutes. So if you annotate it with Cami, it looks like this. All right, and as you can see, I was scribbling, kind of coloring in yellow right there, but you can color it any color you want to. Okay, so you might want to have this on one window, and then you can also, on the top, if you had already opened in Google Classroom, this right here, you can keep it there. Now, boys and girls, I'm going to share those 3 stories. Okay, so here's the first one. Fun Francine. Fun Francine doesn't like writing problems, so she decides to wait a bit before beginning it. She starts her time with a trip to the bathroom and spends a little extra time walking back so she could finish humming her favorite song. Color in 5 minutes. So you can pause this video for you to color in those 5 minutes that she has used already. When Francine got back to class, she began talking to someone sitting at her table all about the basketball game she saw on TV the night before. Color in 5 more minutes. Her friend got quiet and started working again. Francine looked at her paper, decided she still didn't want to write anything, and then she looked in her desk for something fun to do. She found some paper in her desk and played for a bit. Color in 5 minutes. Her teacher looks over at her, so Francine decided she needs to get some work done. She worked for 10 minutes before getting bored and then got her new library book and began reading it. Color in 5 minutes. Oh, time's up. Okay, so it's 5, 10, 15, 25 plus 5, 30 minutes. She spent 30 minutes. Okay, remember you can pause to go with the Cami and you can color it however you want it. So she used 30 minutes. Okay. The second student, Easy Edward. Easy Edward wants to get a good grade, so he gets to work right away and begins writing. He works for 10 minutes before he feels stuck. Because it got hard, Edward stopped working and started daydreaming, thinking about an episode of his favorite TV show, and then thinking about what to eat when he gets home from school. Color in 5 minutes. Then he got back to work for another 5 minutes before he realized he will need to reread the article before he will write more. Edward decided that it was too challenging and too much work. He complained to his neighbor about how hard it is for 5 minutes. And then he wrote a note to their friend for the last 5 minutes. Time is up. So think about the time that Edward actually spent doing his work. Think about what grade do we think he will earn. How did he make choices about how to spend his time? Focus on whatever was easy, avoiding hard work. Okay, and again, you can go back to Cami and color it for Edward. At any time, you can pause this video. Okay, this is the last student, Working William. Working William is serious about his grades and gets to work right away on the assignment. It gets a little tricky, but he keeps working hard without stopping. He writes a complete response to the question using the text to help. Color in 20 minutes. He spends another 5 minutes checking his work and turning it into the correct basket. Within his absolute best work now done, how much time does he have left? 5 minutes that he spends getting started on his homework. How much time did he spend on the assignment? What grade do we think he would earn? How did he make choices about how to spend his time? Focus on working their hardest until they've done their best work. Okay, so boys and girls, with this activity, it's basically for you to think about what kind of student do you think you are, or would you like to be? How do you think you want to manage your time? Every minute counts in class, and you will see a difference between actually focusing, doing your work versus sometimes using your time in other things that you probably could have done after you were done with your work. So please make sure we utilize our time wisely so we can see that we can finish our assignments within the amount of time that our teachers are giving us. Time management. Okay, boys and girls. Here, I'm going to share a time management note taker that they can definitely help you. So once you click on it, you're going to have this in your Google class under the math concept. So once you click it, it's going to look like this, time management. And boys and girls, I want you to use this to help you prioritize tasks and resources. So like, for example, in this one, number 1, there it says prioritizing tasks and resources. I want you to write in here when you open it in Google Classroom. What is the task that you really want to work? Remember, to achieve the goal that you set under math. Estimating time needed means. How much time do you plan to dedicate to this assignment? Pacing myself means, right? What does it mean, pacing yourself? Keeping track of your time, what does that mean? Some strategies I can use when I get stuck are, think about the things you can do whenever you're stuck. What can you do? Maybe take a deep breath, maybe take it 1-2 minutes, go back and look at your notes. Avoiding distractions is, what can you do to avoid distractions? Maybe you can turn off the TV, get away from electronic devices while you're working. Make sure you're in a quiet room in a designated area where you can feel comfortable to work. Time management is. What do you think time management is? What do you think? Okay. You're going to be able to open this and fill it in. I also went ahead and I have the ESDL whole numbers place value, the student guide. We're going to move into that in our Summit platform. This is very important for you to fill it out whenever you are working with your place value. And I will share where can you go to access this. So it looks like this. The SDL whole numbers place value, this is the student guide. And you can reflect on it. It says, reflect and think about what you have already learned about the whole numbers place value during concept unit time. Take 1, whole numbers place value diagnostic assessment. Review and record your diagnostic assessment data. Some questions or wonderings I have are, you have this as a hard copy in your folder, but it's also in the Summit platform as well. And I will show you how to get there in just a bit. I need to work on and practice. You can put what you need to work on based on the diagnostic test. Objects and students' expectations. Here you have objectives 1 and objectives 2. And right here it tells you that there's 3 items for each one. So you can color each one of those depending on how you did. Green, you got this. Orange, you almost get it. And red, that means you need to practice more and you will eventually get it. Set goals and plans. Prioritize which resources from the platform and classroom workstations you need to review, practice, and complete. Set goal for learning, practicing, taking notes, and preparing for content assessment. At the bottom, you have objective 1, represent whole numbers, 4.2v. So here are the type of resources that you have. This is the resource title. Like for example, finding place value. You have a video in case you need a little refresher about finding place value or any other resources. Writing a number in expanded form, writing a number in standard form, composing whole numbers, expanded to a standard form to written form, value of a digit, standard to a written form, expanded notation, value of a digit. So you have all of these wonderful resources that you can actually access on your own time, boys and girls. Objective 2, compare and order whole numbers. Again, you have videos for all of this. You have practices where you can practice. Okay. Request and complete content assessment. Objective 1, represent whole numbers. Again, out of this TEAC, there are 7 questions. You can put how many you got right out of the 7, so you can track yourself. For objective 2, you can do the same thing. Remember that in order to pass the content assessment, you need to successfully pass 8 questions out of 10, which is equal to 80%. And right here you can put, I show mastery 80% in the content assessments now. What are you gonna do after you pass the test? If you have not shown mastery in the content assessment yet, it's time to continue the SDL cycle and reflect. So you go back and fill this. So now let me take you to the Summit platform and show you where you can access this SDL whole numbers, place values, this student guide. Okay, so I'm back in the Summit. Remember, this is where you put the goals. Okay, so now I'm going to show you where to go to get your diagnostic assessment for concept unit 1. So remember, you want to come to the year page. Once you come to the year page, boys and girls, you're going to have all of your subjects on the left side. You're going to see this blue line going down. This is going to help you know where you should be at. So for math, you're going to go to power focus areas and you have, it says number 1. If you don't click it, but you just put your cursor somewhere like around it, this is going to pop up. Whole numbers, place value. So once you click it, you have the diagnostic test right here. You can click on start and then you're going to have the 10 questions. Remember, the diagnostic test doesn't hurt you. This is basically for you to know where you are at as of now. How do you feel about the content being taught to you? So this is more to give you a guide and help you. So once you do your diagnostic test, then you can do the SDL, the student guide that I was showing you. For each objective, it will show it color coded. And it would also is gonna tell you like how well you did with it. Remember that green, it means I've got it. Very little work and practices is needed in this objective. Yellow or orange, it means I've almost got it. Some work and practice is needed in this objective. And red, I don't have it yet, but the more work and practice you do, the better you will get at this objective. So here, boys and girls, you have the focus area resources. So if you click on it, here is the SDL, the Psycho Student Guide, the one that I was showing you on the Google Class slide. See, it's right here, the one I was showing you. So when you do the diagnostic test, make sure you come back and reflect on this right here. Make sure you answer these questions. Like some questions or wonderings I have are, I need to work and practice on. And here is the color that you can do. Remember, green, you got it. Yellow, orange, you've almost got it. And red, you don't have it yet, but with practice, you will eventually get it. Okay, so here is the SDL that I was showing you on the Google. So let me go back and continue sharing the Summit platform right here. So you have note takers, you have a lot of resources, boys and girls, that you can utilize. You have 3 types of mathematics note takers, mathematics personal glossary. Then boys and girls, at the bottom, you have objective 1, which is represent whole numbers. If you click it, here are the resources that I was talking about on the Google slide. You have the videos, finding place value, depending on, remember what you score, depending on what you need help with is the resource that you will choose. At the bottom, you have objective 2, same thing, you have the videos, so make sure you pick the one that matches your interest according to your needs, okay? Remember that once you feel comfortable, you already did the diagnostic test, you took some notes, you already went over the resources, you fill out your SDL Psycho student guide, then boys and girls, you can request the content assessment. But make sure you feel that you are ready for this. And you really want to spend time. Remember about time management. This test shall not be, none of your tests actually should be done like within 5 minutes or 10 minutes. You really need to spend good amount of time analyzing each problem. Okay, boys and girls, well, this is it. I hope this video helps you navigate your Summit platform. And again, think about time management. Make sure you utilize the best of your time to be successful. All right, let me stop sharing. And this is it. I'll see you the next day. Bye, Tigers.